many times our video starts out with this certain train, 16R. 16R had some pretty good stock tonight. He had a brand new Norfolk Southern coil car and a very old Conrail coil car. He is bound for Air, Massachusetts, but his main commodities are not on here tonight, which is trash at the back and auto racks. Neither of those were on this train tonight. But there was trash on this next train up at the front. You know what else was on this train? A total of 6 engines. An SD60, an AC44C6M fresh out of the shops, an ES44AC, an AC44C6M, another ES44AC, and another SD60E. The trash containers up at the front are loaded and are bound for Michigan. Tonight's 265 is something pretty cool and pretty classic on this train. Piggyback trailers. The intermodal business has always tried to phase out the piggyback trailers ever since the introduction of the intermodal container. Back then, through the 40s and the 80s, some trains were all piggyback trailers. But in the late 1980s and early 1990s, the intermodal industry introduced the intermodal container. Intermodal containers are easier and cheaper. While 265 may travel a great distance from the East Coast to the Midwest, AR to Chicago, this next train travels across 2 different countries. This next train was northbound manifest train NS31T, and he has the most common power in America on Class 1 freight railroads. A GEVO, 3 of them, and all 3 are ES44ACs. This train not only travels across 2 different countries, but it travels across 3 different Class 1 railroads. The first one is obviously Norfolk Southern. That's the leg of the journey we're seeing right now. The other one is Canadian Pacific. Canadian Pacific gets the train from Norfolk Southern in Sanitary Springs, and then CP will interchange the train to Canadian National near the New York State and Canada border. Canadian National will take it to its final destination of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Sometimes you hit a dead point in action, but there's other things you can be doing, like enjoying the Christmas parade. And this is Bainbridge's parade for 2023. Eventually, action on the rails resumes. And this train is 16R once again, but he's got, again, really nice rolling stock, including a Chicago Northwestern boxcar, 2 brand new cars, a Norfolk Southern coil car and a CSX gon, a U.S. Army gon, and a Southern Pacific auto rack towards the back. Our last train we'll see has a heritage unit, the 1068 Erie Heritage Unit. And there's another locomotive of interest on this train, a former BNSF SD70MAC owned by WFRX, Wells Fargo Rail. The 1068 Erie is kind of a home heritage for me, as the Erie went into Binghamton. The Erie would operate from 1832 to 1960. And here's the paint scheme NS replicated, which I think they nailed. They eventually merged with the Lackawanna Railroad to create the Erie Lackawanna. The Erie Lackawanna would be the merger of the Erie Railroad and the Lackawanna Railroad, and mostly followed the Lackawanna's former paint scheme. The logo just had an E in Lackawanna colors. But in 1976, Erie Lackawanna would go bankrupt and would be bought out by the government creation, Conrail. Conrail would operate from 1976 to 1998. In 1998, Conrail was split between Norfolk Southern and CSX. Hence, how the Erie is a predecessor to Norfolk Southern. And there's something hitting home on this train, a former Delaware and Hudson hopper, which makes sense because we're on former D&H trackage on the Susquehanna Division. Since we brought up the D&H hopper, let's talk about the Delaware and Hudson in general. We are on former Delaware and Hudson trackage. This is the former Susquehanna Division. It was built by the Albany and Susquehanna in 1851, and that year they started running trains. The Albany and Susquehanna would run trains on this line from 1851 to 1871, where the line was fully owned by the D&H. The D&H would operate this line from 1871 to 1991. The eventual D&H downfall was with the merger of Guilford Rail. And due to the downfall, that left the D&H open for a bigger railroad to occupy it. And that's exactly what happened, as in 1991, Canadian Pacific would buy the D&H. In 2015, Norfolk Southern would buy the D&H Susquehanna Division from CP. You can look for more Delaware and Hudson content to be coming in the future. But until then, that'll do for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you around the bend. God bless.
Me and my